In 2014, Daniela Greene was a trusted FBI linguist specializing in counterterrorism. She had access to some of the nation's most sensitive intelligence. Her job was to help track and investigate one of the FBI's high-priority targets, Denis Cuspert, a German rapper-turned-radical jihadist known for his allegiance to ISIS. But behind her professional facade, Agent Greene had a dark and dangerous secret. What began as an investigation soon became something much more personal. Daniela Greene wasn't just tracking Cuspert, she was falling in love with him. And as their conversations deepened, so did her deception. But no one at the FBI suspected a thing. In June 2014, Daniela Greene told her colleagues she was going on vacation to Germany. But in reality, she had booked a one-way ticket to Istanbul. She had a clear plan: to go to the war-torn heart of Syria and marry the very man she had been assigned to investigate. Daniela Greene landed in Istanbul. She walked briskly through the crowded airport, her hoodie pulled low, her heart pounding in her chest. Every glance felt like 1,000 eyes watching her. Had anyone from the FBI figured it out yet? Was this a mistake? She took a taxi to Gaziantep, a city near the Syrian border known as a gateway for foreign fighters heading to ISIS territory. Finally, she made it to Raqqa, Syria. Within days of arriving, Daniela became the wife of Denis Cuspert, now a high-ranking ISIS fighter. In the eyes of ISIS, she was no longer an American. She was one of them. But reality quickly shattered any illusions she had about her decision. Denis Cuspert wasn't just a terrorist. He was a war criminal. His hands were stained with blood. The same man who once rapped about life on the streets of Berlin now starred in ISIS propaganda, glorifying violence and execution. What had seemed like a dangerous romance was now a living nightmare. Daniela realized she had made an irreversible mistake. She was trapped in a war zone, surrounded by men who would kill her without hesitation if they discovered the truth. She was still an FBI agent. At first, Daniela believed in a romanticized version of her relationship, an adventure, a fresh start. But the brutal reality of life under ISIS soon made her see the truth. But once inside Syria, she realized the brutal reality. She had no freedom. Her passport was confiscated. She was constantly watched. Escape seemed impossible. She saw executions, violence, and oppression. Nothing like the life she imagined. Her husband was not who she thought he was. He was violent, radicalized, and dangerous. Realizing her life was in danger, Daniela made a bold and reckless decision. She had to flee. With no allies, no contacts, and the ever-present threat of execution, she somehow managed to evade ISIS guards and make her way back to the Turkish border. Against all odds, she returned to the United States. But she wasn't greeted as a hero. The FBI was waiting for her. In 2017, Daniela Greene was sentenced to just 2 years in prison, a punishment that shocked the nation. Had she been a man, some argued, she might have faced a far harsher sentence. Others speculated that her cooperation with the FBI after her return had spared her from decades behind bars. She served her time. But her story raises questions that remain unanswered. How did an FBI agent, a woman with access to some of the nation's deepest secrets, fall into the arms of a terrorist? Was it love or manipulation? What do you think? Comment below, and don't forget to subscribe for more real-life stories.